How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another new comic book day vlog. Today is May 27th, 2026, and it's currently 9:45, and I'm right here outside my local comic book store, Multiverse Games and Comics as always. And today's the last week for May comic books, for May new comic book day. And today I only have two comic books for this week. One is Marvel and one is DC. And I'm going to start off with Marvel. For Marvel, it is Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four, issue 4. This is the last issue, and we're going to finish this off. And for this issue, we're going to see the Fantastic Four and their new friends that they met on Planet of the Apes going up against Dr. Doom. And turns out that Dr. Doom is going to take over the Planet of the Apes world, and they just killed one of their presidents or their leaders that take over the Planet of the Apes. And so now the Fantastic Four and their new group of friends are going to help Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Ben to stop Dr. Doom, because their new friends have their powers. And the fourth ape, I should say, that has Ben's powers, just ran away because he doesn't trust the humans, and so he just left his other friends. And so, yeah, so that's basically it. Planet of the Apes versus the Fantastic Four, issue 4. We're going to see the fight with Dr. Doom. And next is the DC, which this is a facsimile. It is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, issue 4. And this is also going to be the last issue. And this issue, we're going to see Batman versus Superman. And for this one, this is Batman in his armored suit. So if y'all remember Batman versus Superman, Ben Affleck wore his armor suit when he went up against Henry Cavill's Superman. This is basically it. So this is where Zack Snyder took his inspiration to do his live version of Batman vs. Superman. And so this is the comic book we're going to see in the comic book. And that's basically much it. But also, I have some terrible news as well. And no, this is nothing that have to do with me or someone that I know, my parents, no one else. This is just sad news for me, because this is something I used to watch, and I just got back watching it, and this is someone that just passed away. If y'all into this happened last Thursday, and this has been going on continuously. And so I'm probably going to tell you all when I get back from grabbing my polls from the comic book store. And I'm just waiting out here for them to open. So yeah, when I get back, I'm going to give you the news. For me, it's sad news, like shocking news as well. So yeah, let's just wait for them to open up. Okay, so we're back from the car. I got my polls. And first up, it is Marvel's and 20th Century Fox Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four, issue 4. This is the last issue, and I can't believe this is over. and this was a really fun mini series, which I really enjoy mini series because that's what I first started off were mini series like short comic books because I bought some the mini series that were like 3-issue comic books, 6-issue comic books, and very short around there. And so yeah, can't believe this is over, and I'm going to enjoy this one. This one was a really fun comic book for to read. And next it is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns facsimile issue 4. This is the last issue. As you can see, Superman and Batman fighting each other, and right there, that's the armored Batman suit, the one that Batman wears during his fight with Superman. And if y'all remember from Batman versus Superman, that was the armored suit as well for inspiration of Zack Snyder, because Zack Snyder said Batman: The Dark Knight Returns is his favorite comic book run, and this is what he took inspiration. And so yeah, and so that's basically all the comic books that I got. And now it's time for the sad news. Well, the terrible, shocking news that I've learned. And as I said in the beginning of the video, it's not about me or someone close to me, my parents, no one. It's just, well, I'm just going to explain. If y'all a big fan of NASCAR, which I was a big fan when I was a kid, I used to watch it on Sundays, and my hero were Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Bobby LeBonet, and so many other drivers. I grew up as a kid, and I wasn't even born when Dale Earnhardt Sr. passed away. I wasn't born when he died, but this one is someone that I also used to grow up watching, and he passed away last Thursday, and it is Kyle Busch, which when I first heard the news on Thursday, he was doing practice for that day for the Charlotte Coca-Cola Speedway race on Sunday, and Thursday was his for the practice, and he felt terribly ill. He wasn't feeling good, and so when I saw that he was going to not race on Sunday, that was the announcement on Thursday, and when I heard it, it was like 11 a.m. and by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. there was the terrible news that he passed away. And I was like shocked to hear that he passed away. And I'm a big fan of NASCAR. I'm a big fan of Formula One. Basically motorsports. I'm a huge fan of motorsports. I'm also into motocross, Monster Jam, and also extreme sports like the X Games and skateboarding and things like that. And so when I heard that Kyle Busch passed away that day, I was like shocked. I can't believe it. He was going to recover. He was like going to recover because he felt ill, and he was doing treatment that same day. I was like, what happened? And so basically the few days that passed till Sunday, there was the big commemoration of him, and that Sunday was the race at Charlotte Coca-Cola 600 Speedway. And when they did the memorial of him, I was like crying. I couldn't believe it that he passed away. And so like 2 weeks before he passed away, he was into the truck series, NASCAR truck series, and he won that race. It's something that shocked me was he said, "You'll never know when it's going to be your last one." And that was the main thing that he said when he won the race. When he got interviewed, when he crossed the finish line, and the press conference, that was the same. He also said the same thing. You'll never know when it's going to be your last one. And so shocking. And so yeah, and a week after that was the Charlotte Coca-Cola Speedway race. He passed away. And so there were so many people honoring him. And so I even have a hat, Interstate Batteries, the Joe Dibs of Racing, and I got his number right here, number 18, which it could be a Bobby LeBonet, but I don't care. It has his number right there. That was also his number. He raced with two different numbers, I think, 8 and 18. And so he passed away, and I remember seeing him driving the Toyota with the M&M's car livery, and I was like, so cool. And so yeah, and the person that won was a Mexican driver that I'm rooting for. It is Daniel Suarez, and he won the race, and he was his teammate, and he also was the one that gave him advice of driving a NASCAR, because he came from Mexico. He was from Mexico, and he came over here to race in a NASCAR series, and he asked him advice, Kyle Busch, and he always took it for granted, and he really missed him. And so Daniel Suarez won the race, and he said, "This is for Kyle." And so that was huge. And turns out the truck number that Kyle won his last win in the truck series 2 weeks ago was his number 7, and Daniel Suarez just moved to another team. His old number was 99, but this number that he raced was number 7. And the team that he won is called Spire Motorsports, and that team bought the Kyle Busch Motorsports team, which is that cannot be coincidence. And I was like, I can't believe it. A big honor for him, and everybody was like talking about his passing, the good times and the bad times. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, Bubba Wallace, like so many of them. I was like, I can't believe he passed away. And so I heard they're going to retire his number 8, which they're going to keep it retired till his son, Braxton Busch, who is 11 years old and is also started racing. They're going to save that number for Braxton. They're going to retire that number till Braxton, when Kyle Busch's son Braxton is going to race in NASCAR, and they're going to have him have his father's number 8, which is, I think, is good for that. And so yeah, I can't believe he's gone. Anyway, that's basically much it. And I don't know if you're all big NASCAR fans or whatever sports you are, but yeah, this was like some sad news for me. I can't believe he's gone. And he was going to be a future Hall of Famer, which is sad as well, that he's not going to have it. They're not going to have him for that celebration. But yeah, anyway, that's basically much it, and I'll see y'all the next New Comic Book Day vlog. Adios.